about 2-3 weeks ago, I went out onto the trail. Well, before that, I got a new camera. I got a Canon Rebel T7, and I went to the Philly Schuylkill River Trail right in the center city section, and I just took pictures all along the trail. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to spend the time photoshopping them, because personally, I don't really know how to Photoshop, and I'd rather learn because I'm inside, so why not? I took about, let's say, like 70 something photos. I narrowed it down to 5 specific ones, and I figured I'd give it a shot using, God, I just touched the lens. That was not a good idea. 18 to 55 millimeter lens. This is the one that comes with the regular camera when you get it in its own box. I think I have, where is it? This is a wide angle lens, and then I have a focal length camera, telephoto lens. I don't know why I keep saying focal. Telephoto lens. But I figured I'm not going to use these right now. They came in a massive bundle on Amazon, and I kind of want to practice with the regular camera first before I do this. So here are the photos, and you're just going to watch me, someone who's barely photoshopped, little to none, attempt to Photoshop these pictures. And then after I'm done, I'm going to put download links so that if you like the picture enough, you can download it and have fun. So let's do this. Okay, so here is our first photo. Here's our first photo. This is right above the Schuylkill River Trail. So for these kinds of pictures, I only really know how to work with Adobe Camera Raw for now. I do some Photoshop tutorials that I'm slowly going through, but for now I'm just gonna stick with Raw because I know it the best, and I know not most of the features, but enough features to kind of get me through editing some of these pictures. So with this one, I think it looks really good. I think this area could use a little less black, so I know that they have a gradient tool designed specifically for this. Actually, I do not like it there. I want to put it closer to the corner here. And then I want to reduce, increase. Essentially get rid of shadows and such, but I need to extend that a little further. Actually, that's perfect. That got me a lot of detail back. Honestly, it's the same for this area too, but that is too bright, so let's... okay, so the shadow should go back. I think that's pretty good for that. And then overall in the picture, I haven't selected anything, have I? Okay, I'm not changing exposure for anything. Oh, I don't want to do a filter now. I just want to do, the actual picture now. Okay. I got all the detail back in the picture. Cool. So, that's cool. I'm gonna say like right there is good, and then the contrast. I mean, you know, when you play with this around, you kind of know what you're doing. I'm gonna say this is good. I really like the picture as it is. Maybe the top is like a tiny bit too bright, but not really that much, I think. So I want to bring the whites up, but I think the highlights should go down, but just not a lot. Alright, if I look at this overall, to me, that's a good looking picture. That's a very good looking picture. So here's the next picture. I really like this one as well. It's kind of the same thing. I think the bottom right here can get a little lighter. So I'm gonna try and do that first. I was told to always make it a smart object and do all this other stuff. So I want to say that's okay. So I want to set vibrance up just a tiny bit. I didn't really notice a difference, but it made me feel special anyway. The shadows, I think they need to go the other way. I want them to go up a bit. Oh, so much better, but I don't want to crank it up all the way. But it's just so well done. We're gonna crank it up a little, and then I'm gonna take the gradient once again. Go over. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna take the shadows up a lot. I'm actually gonna go a little further. It even gets the light post done too, and then I'm gonna do it again. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. I want to do it Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm gonna do that as well. But I went over that. That's good. That's good. I don't want to change the picture anymore. We're gonna click out here. It is a little cooler, but I think that is actually pretty good. Up the exposure a little bit. Don't really need contrast. The highlights the whites might be getting a little too much. I'm gonna lower those down just a little bit. You can barely notice the difference. That seems good. Alright, I like this picture, and that's that one. Alright, this next photo for me is probably gonna be a little harder though. So it's like all dark right here. It's dark on the bottom, and then the sky is all too bright. So I'm gonna have to work with a lot here. So it's already an object, I think. It's already an object, so we're good. So we'll hit OK. The shadows, too much shadows, so we're gonna bring those up. That's already looking like 10 times better. Yep, we're done. No, I'm just kidding, no, we're not done. I do wanna bring exposure down. There's so much like here that needs to go, and I think that's mostly, it's not really whites, it's more highlights. So I'm gonna, there we go. You know what I didn't notice? This building, you can't see my hand as I was about to point to the screen. This entire part of the building, I could not see until I cranked down the highlights and I cranked down the whites a bit. It's still not that much though. This part right here, I need to figure out how to use the brush. Let's put the feathering to 100. Oh wow, that's looking better already. Okay, I just wanted to make sure the brush worked. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. I want to take the whites down and I want to take the highlights down, but it shouldn't be this big. It's got to be maybe like a 3. I've immediately ruined it. Well, I thought it was doing so well earlier. Okay, let's bring these back up. Now I don't notice a thing. Okay, let's go a little at a time. Nah, I don't like that. Let's lower the density of it a bit. Actually, let's lower the size to 2. That's a 2? Wait, no, I wasn't done the brush though. Is it spot removal or is it adjustment? Maybe it's spot removal. Oh my. Oh. Okay, a size. That's a size 3. Can I get a size 2? You can barely see it. It's still like not what I'm looking for. I just like the gradient at this point. I've immediately ruined it. Can I do just a reduction of whites in general? Get rid of the exposure? Nah, because the exposure, if I put down the exposure, then it'll be bad. What if I... actually don't adjust the blacks. The blacks were fine. I think the photo is looking better now. It's significantly better, honestly, and I think it's much better knowing that I've cleared up this area at least a little bit. So I think with this we're good. All right, so this is the next one. This was in the trail. It was right under one of the bridges, and I really liked the graffiti that was here that just said build. And I just thought it would be a cool picture to get some people like running by or biking or doing whatever. I have like a few copies of these pictures, or a few copies of this position, but this was probably the best position for people to be in. So we're gonna do, it's definitely just a lot dark up here, so I kind of want to get rid of the darkness in there. So it's mostly, it's not so much that, it's the shadows. We gotta send that histogram a little bit another way. I'm gonna take another gradient because it's the one true tool I know how to use. I mean, those highlights and whites, that can all stay in the middle. It doesn't matter too much. Just Yeah, that's right. We want kind of the detail that's left by the other stuff. So that honestly looks good. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna set like a cooler temperature, just a little bit. That looks good, and then show texture a little more, and then where was it? Could be a little more vibrant. What is 100%? Oh, okay, that's wild. No vibrance. That's just black and white. Okay. Except his light right there is actually red, which is really weird. We're gonna set it up at least just a little bit. Saturation, not so much. We don't need to adjust that too much. I still feel like it's dark right here, or at least a little more color in the highlights. Okay. There's a sharp upturn in whites right here that I kind of want to get rid of. This is a brush situation, so let's just get this area right here. And now we're gonna do, oh, I'm sorry, not that. Whites. God, it looks awful. I just want to do a little more, cover a little more area with that. Not make it as obvious. It's actually looking a little better. Cool. I'm actually gonna get a smaller one right there. Along that. Right on that dude. Crank down the highlights a bit. It's just so white right there. Like it's unbelievably white. Go right there. I mean, if anything, the exposure right there could just go down. Yeah, it's definitely looking a little better. It's a lot less white than it should be. That's all I know. So that is good. I want to make this white a little brighter, the build sign. So we're gonna take another one. I'm gonna trace around it right here. It's a whole new. Okay, it's registering under that one, and I want it to be a brand new one. So it's still registering under that. I kind of want a new one. New. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna trace over every letter to see if I can get it actually looking a lot more Nito Dorito. Trace that D, and then we're gonna up the whites, up the highlights. Exposure is gonna go up on these. It doesn't need to be like massive, but it needs to be something. Saturation a bit. I just want it to be a little more whiter. Just a little just a little more whiter, but I don't want to like destroy it. That's looking a lot better. In my opinion, I think that's a little better. Of course, I'm still an absolute beginner in this, so it doesn't matter. I think it looks good. I really just wanted the build part to pop out a bit more. Actually, the white here could go down a little less too, so let's do a new brush. I want to go with this area right there. Actually, let me undo that. Right there. There. A little bit more down here. Right there as well. Right here. And right there. Highlights go down. Whites go down. Ah, that's so much better. So much better. Alright, reduce saturation a bit. If anything, we could increase. I mean, the shadows are looking fine in that. I just wanted more detail there. This one's looking good too. Alright, for my next trick, we're gonna do this photo. This was right under the bridge, one of the bridges. I never really know what bridge I'm talking about anymore. But, it's a fully construction one. So I'm going to, I don't really know, small dark left corner here. Get some of that, get some more light in there. You know, get rid of some of the darker shades. That's better. That's a lot better. I don't know. Maybe it might be a little overexposed as well. So we're gonna drag that down. Okay, you don't want to drag it down too much though. kind of like it like that, yeah. Contrast just a little bit. I don't want to do too much. I don't know, it's already got like a good amount of color, so I don't want to like add too much to it. And if anything, I think it should be warmer. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That I think is a lot better when the temperature's a little warmer. Yeah, that's actually, it's looking pretty good. So I had 4 pictures that were kind of like this one, at like slightly different angles, zoomed in one way, backed out another, panned a little more left to the trail. But I think this one's the best one in my opinion out of the 4. So we're gonna be working with this one. I think it should be a little more exposed, and maybe set like get a little bit more color in there. Honestly, that's looking a lot better. Maybe even set the temp. Actually, no, we can set the temperature back to what it was. Okay, that's good. Yeah, exposure can be a little better. Yeah, we just don't want too much white of the sun in this area right there. So I might. Oh, actually, that did help a good amount. Setting the highlights down a bit. I'm just gonna use a gradient filter because why not? Grab that area. Let's set the highlights down. So much better. So much better. Okay, not that much better. Hold up. Yeah, I just wanted that part of the sky to just be gone for this one, or at least that brightness like gone a bit. So now that that's done, I want to say this one is pretty good as well. I think it just needs to be more colorful, a little more like breath into it, but I don't want to crank up like color saturation and everything because that might not be the best thing. Set clarity up just a little bit. Maybe contrast? I don't want to play with these too much. The goal is to even out the histogram, not like, you know, destroy it. Can I set this filter actually a little further and take the whites away on that? I just get so dark that way. So what we're gonna do is instead crank the shadows up. Crank the black. Gosh, that's good. That's what I was looking for. Even out the exposure from that end to that end. That's good. That's actually much better. This one's looking pretty good, honestly. I'm pretty proud of this one too. And yeah, I think we can actually preview what it looks like before. That's before, that's the after. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. This one's like, it's got a lot more color to it than this one. That part has now been, I would say, like, we got rid of a lot of stuff. There's more detail there. What can you say? It looks a lot better, so we're gonna roll with this one. Alright, so with all that said and done, that's at least it for the pictures I have for the river trail. I took a lot more, but these were the best ones, in my opinion, that I thought could really be photoshopped a bit and made into something a lot better. So if you want these pictures, links are down below. You're more than welcome to have them, use them for whatever you want. That's totally fine with me. For me, this is mostly for practice and just to get better at it and to practice photography a bit more. So I hope you enjoy these pictures. Otherwise, stick around. I'm going to try and go to other places as best I can. It's really hard to when Corona is a rampant thing. So we'll do our best and see you around.